bringing the people behind our food to life.
The thing for consumers to know, as far as an economic challenge goes, is that the pigs that turn into pork that you buy traditionally at your supermarket are pigs that are raised in barns with lots of pigs, and so it's economies of scale. And when you raise your animals in a barn and you're raising a certain type of animal that gets fat in a certain amount of time, and so the whole process is very standardized. When you have those types of economies of scale, the big companies can produce pork at a lower cost. But the costs aren't gone. They just might not be what you're paying out of your pocketbook. There are going to be environmental costs with raising so many animals in such close confinement. There are going to be economic justice issues when you raise your animals in such close confinement, because you're having to pay people to go in the buildings and deal with these animals on a day-to-day basis. There are potentially health costs. In order to raise animals in confinement like that, you're going to have to be, the companies are going to be using medically important antibiotics. So what happens when your antibiotics don't work anymore because antibiotics have been overused in pork production? There are going to be animal welfare costs. The animals that are in large buildings with thousands of other animals, they're not getting to experience the sun on their back. They're not getting to be pigs. They're not getting to be rooting in the dirt, getting the nutrients that they want. So just because you might not be paying out of pocket for your pork at the supermarket when you're buying conventional pork, you are paying other ways. I didn't even mention the tax subsidies that go into supporting from the government, from your tax dollars that go into supporting these types of operations. So my pigs, the pork from my pigs might be more expensive, largely because it's reflecting my true costs. I don't get subsidies from the government. My pigs are outside. I've had to buy specific genetics of pigs that can be outside because my pigs, the genetics of my pigs are grossly different than the genetics of the pigs that are being raised in conventional systems. So my pork will be higher. The reviews of heritage pork is that it's light and day compared to supermarket pork because it has had the opportunity, the pigs have had an opportunity to suck in the sunlight and to get what they need out of the earth. There's a different flavor. Plus, my pigs aren't couch potatoes. They're getting up, they're running around, they're moving, they're going out and they're eating or they're rooting and they're running back and they're drinking, and that movement helps make a better quality pork than a pig that is just spending largely all of its day laying on a cement floor in a covered building.
They really are a perfect food.